How were your days, lad? And I brought show you some pictures of those years. Oh look, here's one at Fargate. We hadn't all these racket on streets in them days. Things were a lot quieter, with horses instead of cars. We used to have gas lights, muffin men, and when chimneys needed cleaning, little boys were sent up to use brushes. Oh look, here's a picture at High Street.
How did you get to school, Grandad, if there weren't any buses?
Well, I had to walk, and it were of at least 3 miles.
Did you have like books to carry?
Hey, no lad. We used slates, books and things like that. They were kept at school.
Is this what it looked like in your classroom? Where are the computers?
Computers? We didn't have anything like that. We had to use our heads to work things out. And we learned our tables a lot better than they do nowadays.
Have you got this big photograph in your school, Grandad?
Let me see. Ah, yeah. There we are, with Mr. Eddington. He was our teacher in those days.
1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 4, 3, 2, 6, 4, 2. When we come home from school, Grandad, first thing we do is go out to the sweet shop and ask 10 pence to spend.
10 pence, eh? How much is that in my money? 2 bob. I could get about 24 bags of sweets when I was a little lad.
Ooh, Grandad, you were lucky. I wish I'd been a little boy in them days. All those sweets.
Nah, you've got it all wrong, son. We only had a Saturday penny to spend in shops.
What's in the shop look like?
Well, I've got a photograph of them somewhere. Ah, here's one of Mrs. Brown's corner sweet shops. You didn't need much money to spend in them days. Of course, no one had much money in those days. We left school at 14, and my dad had my money until I was 21. We worked from early morning until late at night. It were an hard day's graft. I worked for a little nester.
A little nester? I've heard of them, but what were they?
They were the men who made Sheffield famous for cutlery, which was sent out all over the world. I used to work at grinding stone. When I were older, Bishop once came to see shop. This picture was taken for local paper.
I bet you were glad to get home and have a shower after all that.
A shower? We didn't even have a bathroom, lad. Not in them days.
No. Now that's not an idea. No bath.
I didn't say no bath. We had a tin bath in front room. It was in front of the fire.
What did you do in your spare time? Did you watch the telly?
No, lad. We had to make our own games. We didn't have television or anything like that in them days. We used to play marbles, pattern ball, shuttlecock, all sorts of things like that. idea of what it was like in 1909?
Yes, I can, and I now can see why they need to start something like Scouts.
Anyway, that's what Sheffield was like when Scouting started.
Who did start it all then?
There was a soldier called Baden Powell. He became famous during the Boer War in South Africa. He was in charge of a town called Mafeking. They were surrounded by thousands of the enemy, so everyone had to help, including lads your age. He was keen on woodcraft, and he had some new ideas on training. So when he came back home, he decided to try out some of his theories on boys. There was an experimental camp on Mountain, and he wrote a book called Scouting for Boys.
And what happened then?
Well, lads all over the country read the book and decided to form their own patrols. The whole thing became so big, Baden Powell had to leave the army and devote his full time to organising things like badges and uniforms. Toured the country, making speeches and attending rallies. He came here to Sheffield.
We don't first Scouts in Sheffield.
I don't know, but that old fella sitting over there could probably tell you a lot about the early days. I believe he was in the first scout troop.
Hello, people up till then.
I'm not off anywhere. I've just been showing this old logbook to some of them young tailorways.
Oh, but wouldn't have to come to the scout.
No, them others.
Oh, them vulture scout.
No. Young Wes London and that lot of fellowship.
It's never fitted one of them here.
Don't think so. He's too little.
Hey up, Johnny. Are you wanting something?
Yeah, that man over there. So you're in first Scout troop around here.
No, that's not right, is it?
No. We were scouts long before there was a scout.
That's right. We was called Vulture Scout. Monkey Scout.
Monkey Scouts? I've never heard of them. What were they?
After we'd formed our own patrols, we got together, and when we'd read Scouting for Boys,
Well, we weren't registered, so we weren't official. So they called it monkey scout.
Were you both in the same patrol?
Now come here, sit down here so we'll show you this. No, now he lived in next street to me.
but we
They
formed
had their own
first.
patrol.
We formed 2 weeks before then. In fact, they never would have got started, but we gave them our copy of Scouting for Boys.
We were first to get uniform.
That weren't uniform, you only had an hat and a scarf.
But I had a coat.
Only till your ma wanted it back for her brush.
But we were a lot better at knots and signalling.
We could do sword dancing and first aid.
Did you get registered? And did you become official?
Well, when we found somebody who'd be a scoutmaster and take charge of it, but he still knocked it into shape.
Come on there, lads. Let's have a look at it. Come on, move. Come on now. Come on, straight line. Come on, get these secretaries straight and up. How dare you? Go, jump there. Come on, sanitates. Done right. Go, jump there. Jump, by the right. Good right. Fire there. Wait, march. Last 2 lads, pick the stuff up. Come on.
With
Come
no
on,
scouts
left.
or anywhere to meet, so we started on the street corner.
And we used to march all the way up to Redmeyers, do us training, and then play games.
And on the way, little kids would chuck bricks at us and shout things about us bare knees.
But we we used to give concerts and have displays and church plays. We all other troops in Sheffield.
Well, there look you in Scouts when it first started.
There must have been hundreds on them down Atherton down.
And Pittsmoor, and Brightside, that lot up at Westbourne. It was a smashing time when we all got together.
But we used to walk miles in them days.
Which were actually first troop though.
Here, look here at the logbook, there's a list.
The first Sheffield Scout group to be registered was at Croft Hall. The date was the 18th of November 1908. During the next 3 years, a further 23 groups opened in the city. In 1908, the second Darnall. In 1909, the third Walkley, fifth Brightside, and the sixth St Luke's. During 1910, the seventh Attercliffe, the ninth Hallam, and the 10th Brincliffe. During 1911, there was the 11th Pittsmoor, 12th St Michael's, 13th Ebenezer, 14th Grenoside, 15th St Matthias, 16th Westbourne, the 18th Acorn, the 19th Norton, the 20th Eccleshall, 21st Cherry Street, 22nd Christchurch, the 23rd Encliffe, and the 24th Drumfield.
I bet you didn't know that.
We did. Our Billy used to play bugle.
Hey, do you remember what he said about medals and scouts?
There will be no more gallantry awards for stopping runaway horses which have been frightened by scout bands.
What happened next then?
Well, after a few years, they started cook, and that's when they let women in to look after them.
And things have never been same since.
Hey, do you remember, Alan, when we went to that rally, and them lasses turned up and said they were Girl Scouts?
O'Bade and Powell said they couldn't be, and he formed them into guides.
Ah, you know, they some got in now, though, because I saw them on talking ceremony.
Ah, but it took them a long time.
But, you know, we were in first Rover crew in Sheffield, but in them days you called us senior scout. Of course, that would have to wow and all, you know.
The war years in Sheffield. From the earliest days of scouting, the founders stressed the idea of a good turn. For instance, helping an old lady across the road. That's it, boys. In times of peace as well as war, our members have responded to local and national emergencies, such as in 1962 when severe gales caused widespread damage throughout the city. Scouting was only 6 years old when the First World War began. As adult leaders volunteered for active service, there was a fear that the movement would collapse. But thanks to the patrol system, the patrol leaders took over. Scouting survived and expanded. A mobilisation scheme was introduced. 2 scouts went on duty at each of the 12 police stations in Sheffield, where they slept in cells, and 3 slept at 2 of the fire stations. In these early months of war, scout messengers provided a vital communication link, as there were few telephones and no air raid sirens. Scouts acted as hospital orderlies. They collected newspaper and metal for salvage. Helped with haymaking, potato pitting and flax camps, and even travelled to Dorset for Coast Guard duties. Yes, they travelled all the way from Sheffield down there. Of those who went to war, many were decorated and some did not return. 16-year-old John Cornwall was a scout. As a boy seaman, he served at the Battle of Jutland and died at his post. He was awarded the Victoria Cross and is commemorated today by the Cornwall Badge, which is presented to members of the movement who have faced serious illness with great courage and fortitude. At the start of the Second World War, the Rover section was very strong in Sheffield. The leader was Mr. W. Jenkin Gibson, who kept in touch with serving members through a magazine entitled Slabs. After the war, many of their stories and experiences were recorded in a book under the title Till the Day. And this is just a small abstract from the Italian hospitality. Last night, 3 of us visited some Italians. It's hard to describe their home. Just a hovel, no furniture except for 2 or 3 chairs, and no carpets. Bare walls and a very small fire. No electricity, as the Germans had blown up the power station that they had retreated. Our welcome through was far from cold. The fact that we couldn't understand each other mattered little. We had taken some cigarettes and other odds and ends. They had apples, nuts and wine. I've been careful of that ever since a certain experience. It wasn't long before we were jabbering away to each other in different languages and laughing at each other's antics, trying to make the others understand. At times like these I wonder how wars ever came about. I've had wine in a Frenchman's home, mint tea in an Arab cafe, enjoyed Italian hospitality, and the spirit is just the same. All I want now is a cup of tea in my own home. Gibby was first involved in scouting as producer of Shorts, the city gang show in the 1930s. Of all the Ralph Reader numbers, there's one clear favourite. These are the times.
These are the times we shall dream about, and we'll call them the good old days. When years roll away, we shall dream of the times we had, songs we used to sing. So while we're together, let's laugh at the weather and whatever else may bring. When all our youth is but memory, and the years spent rotting on the ways. Because these are the times we shall dream about, and we'll call them the good old days. These are the times we shall dream about, and we'll call them the good old days. When years roll away, we shall bring all the times we had, songs we used to sing. So while we're together, let's laugh at the weather and